Today is January 8th, 10:32 in the morning, and I am now going to explain the final follow-up part to the Belchertown saga. As everybody knows, on September 27th, 2020, I was in Belchertown, Mass. This is the day Michael Boudry pulled a knife on me, the day when the crowd was just overall very violent. This was the day when I got maced. This is the day that they stole my GoPro from me.
There you go. Yeah, bro. USB. There you go. USB. Get the USB out of it. There you go.
And also the day that the police refused to do literally anything. No arrest was ever made, nothing like that. So I already made a part 2 to this saga where I went to everybody's houses and I doxed them. Who remembers the secondary fake account that I had created over Thanksgiving of 2020? This is when I had added all of the people from the Belchertown, Palmer area, and when I was posting a lot about how I was going to fuck up Michael Boudry's life by making sure everybody knew what a piece of shit he was, and when I was doxing all of the bikers and all of that entire crowd. Somebody who I had added had responded to all of the Facebook posts about her, and not only had responded, but was also engaging several people. Probably like 20 people were engaging her, and she was responding to all of them. And the threads were several hundred comments long. And then after that, I released the secondary follow-up video where I went to everybody's houses. In that video, one of the houses I went to was the home of what I believe to be Michael Boudry, who is married to. So by proxy, it's also her house. After I went to her house and released her address, she commented in the thread that she was going to take out a harassment order against me. I remember responding something along the lines of, haha, you wanted to act tough and talk all that shit. Now that you know I know where you live, you want to act like a crybaby and get a harassment order. I was never served a harassment order from her, though. I was never given any sort of documentation or paperwork. After that happened, I think that was probably October, November. That was probably mid to late November. Maybe early December when that happened. Maybe the 2nd to 10th. Maybe the 2nd to the 3rd week of December, somewhere around mid-December, I called Belchertown Police Department again. After numerous emails, after numerous phone calls, I got a hold of the chief. This is probably around December 15th, I think. I did record this phone call, but unfortunately this phone call, the only copy of it was on the hard drive that I had dropped, that I posted about on Facebook about how I needed somebody to help me fix a hard drive. The phone call went something like this. The chief of police basically told me that if I ever called him again, not basically, he literally said that if I call him again, he's going to file harassment charges against me for repeatedly calling. He said that I need to accept that nobody was ever arrested and that that's just the way things are. It doesn't matter what happened in Munson the day before, but he wasn't planning on arresting anybody, and that I just need to get over it. He then went on to say that I was going to be arrested for violating a harassment order. And I said, what? What do you mean violating a harassment order? I was from who? And he said, you need to call your lawyer. And I said, I don't have a lawyer. What are you talking about? And he goes, you're going to be issued a summons for a violation of a harassment order. And I said, I was never issued a harassment order. How can I be issued a summons for violating a harassment order if I was never issued the harassment order in the first place? And he said, call your lawyer. If you keep calling me, you're going to be arrested. So, to recap, the person who robbed me with a knife was not arrested. The woman who maced me was not arrested. When I exposed these people for their shitty behavior, they took out harassment orders against me. I was never issued them. And then by continuing to post on Facebook about what shitty behavior they engage in, I was issued a summons for my arrest. And so, who remembers David Mazza? From September 26th in Munson, Massachusetts. He is the guy who walks up to my friend Jeremy and rips the GoPro out of his hand. He was actually, yes, issued a summons for an arrest a few weeks later. He was not arrested on scene. However, I was arrested for suction cupping the dildo to my head. A few weeks after that event took place, I filed a civil suit against him. The civil suit was for, I think, $2,000, which was the value I placed on the footage, the content from that day, because he took the memory card and smashed it or did whatever with it. I never got the memory card back, but I did get the GoPro back. After I filed the civil suit, I honestly, I forgot all about it because I have so many lawsuits and so many court dates and so many arrests going on right now that I lost track of them all. The state of Massachusetts, though, is very hard to keep track of things online. The system, the online website is very confusing. You have to select individual courthouses. You can't just type in your last name and everything regarding you pops up. So I have a friend of mine who is amazing. She's a paralegal. She works in the courts. She has been helping me through everything. All of the paperwork processes, all of the harassment order processes. She's been telling me step by step, just basically holding my hand and leading me through everything. You need to go to this courthouse, you need to email this person, you need to call this person. I don't want to release who she is, but to you, thank you so much for everything you have done, because without you, I could never have done this. So today's January 8th, right? Over the last week, I remembered the civil suit with David Mazza, and I said, hey, I forgot all about this. Is there any way you can kind of find out any information for me? The website's really confusing. And she looks into the system and sees that the state had a hearing for me that I was never told of. And the information online was never put in regarding my Zoom hearing, because all of the hearings are over the phone. I never was given any of the information for the Zoom ID number or whatever it was, the phone number to call in. None of it was ever listed online. There's evidence now to show that the state fucked up. Someone fucked up on their behalf. Then this morning, a couple hours ago, she's looking into it again, and she finds other things regarding just my identity. Not anything regarding the civil suit in David Mazza. And as of January 7th, 2020, yesterday, in the middle of the day, I was issued a criminal summons for violation of a harassment order. And it's regarding the Facebook post, the thread where she was engaging all of the people, and I repeatedly engaged her, and then I said that, oh, now you want to take out a harassment order against me, you crybaby. I didn't even know, though, that this had been issued yesterday. It was just, nope, the Belchertown Police Department never called me, never emailed me. They have all of my contact information. They have my address. They never mailed me anything. She just happened to kind of find this just by stumbling upon it. So I was robbed again, pepper sprayed, and then after all of that happened, no arrests were made, and I'm now being arrested for violating the protective order. The state has fucked up so badly, and then also made it so impossible for me to do anything. I can't even tell the world what shitty people these people are, and I'm now being arrested for that. I honestly never want to go back to that town ever again. The courts have completely failed me. Obviously, it's a state-provided service. What should I expect, really? And obviously, the police failed that day. As of right now, January 8th, 10:46 a.m., I am currently banned on Facebook. So please share this video on YouTube. There's literally nothing else to do. Oh, and also, the town of Belchertown, Massachusetts does not have a mayor. They have what are called the Board of Selectmen. The entire Board of Selectmen knows. I emailed them the video. A few of them did respond, a few of them did not. And also, the district attorney for the state of Massachusetts for that area knows about the entire event. A guy named Matt, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Matt, I'm sorry, who has been very involved and wanting to know what's going on with this entire process. He emailed that district attorney and emailed them the link to the Belchertown video. And the guy responded. He sent me a screenshot of the email and he said, Belchertown Police Department is aware of this incident. The courts are handling it, and that was it. So I've done all of the steps. I told the police on scene. The police on scene told me that I needed to file what is called a private citizen's criminal complaint. I filed that. After repeatedly contacting the courts and the clerk magistrate for Belchertown, he finally called me back and left me a voicemail saying, "Your criminal complaint has been denied."
Stephen Schaefer, this is the clerk from the Belchertown Court. I'm calling to leave you a message and inform you that your application for criminal complaint has been denied. There will be no further process in this court on this matter.
I couldn't fucking believe it. I immediately called him back. Here's the phone call of that.
To reach the clerk's office, press 1. Clerk's office.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Stephen Schaefer. The clerk magistrate just called me and left me a voicemail telling me to call him back.
Can you hold on a moment?
Yes.
Okay, he said he left a message with what you needed to know.
Right, but there's no explanation of why. I don't know why this is being denied.
He doesn't have to give an explanation. He just said the process is denied.
That's it. It's just denied. There's no explanation as to what I should do now or why or nope, nothing at all.
I can't give you any advice. I'm not an attorney.
Okay. Can I
You should
talk to him?
contact an attorney.
Right. And can I talk to him?
He's unavailable at the moment.
Oh my God. Can you ask him if he'll talk to me?
I did ask him when I put you on hold, and he's unavailable to take your phone call. He said he left the message saying that the process was denied, and I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Honestly, it makes me not want to fill it out a second time, though. Oh, and now the district attorney knows of the entire event. So I followed all the steps. I told the police on scene. The police on scene told me to file a private citizen's complaint. The private citizen's complaint was denied. The step after that is to notify the district attorney. I notified him. He referred me back to the police. Nobody has done anything about this. I was robbed by a guy with a knife. And then I was robbed a second time. It's perfectly on camera, larceny from person, which is a felony, an aggravated form of larceny in the state of Massachusetts. The entire system has said, no, no, no. We're not going to do anything about it. And when I simply just tried to alert the local community to what shitty people they are, I'm being arrested for that. That's the entire final follow-up to the Belchertown saga.